What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. And also, just to let you know, if you guys can hear me a little bit more crisp, I now have a new microphone and I'm really obsessed with it. I'm about to get some new light boxes as well, so I'm very excited about that because I really want to be able to do more professional looking videos for you guys today and from here on out. So anyways, today's video is going to be of this eye and lip tutorial, but mostly about the eyes and the highlight. I'm going to be reviewing and testing out the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust eyeshadow palette from Tarte, and it's going to have little stars and little glitter in it. It's kind of cute. You're going to open it up and you're going to get 10 eyeshadows and a highlighter in the middle. A lot of metallics, some mattes, but this one does look a lot better, but almost similar to the Tarte Aspen Override palette, so just to let you know that it does look a little bit better, which is what I was going to say right now. If you want to see the eye tutorial and some swatches and also some highlight action, then you're going to have to keep on watching. As you can see, my base is on. I have no shirt on just because I don't really feel like getting dressed for work just yet. So we're just going to dive right into this palette. Now, of course, I'm going to be using the highlighter that comes in the middle before getting started with the eyes. The palette that we're going to be using today is the Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust eyeshadow palette. Now, you can see the front part. It's going to have like this almost like plastic consistency where it has all the glitter and the stars in it. And you open it up and you're going to get all of the eyeshadows and the highlighter that's in the middle. I'm going to try out this highlighter and just kind of see what's going to happen. I honestly don't even know what the name of the highlighter is. It doesn't even say the name of it, so I'm guessing there is no name because all the shades of the shadow is right there labeled there. Don't know. I'll say this highlighter is definitely a lot better looking than the Aspen Override palette one, but if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that, let me zoom you guys in. If you can see that, look at all of that powder cake back. Like, it is insane. Like, I'm gonna have to clean that up because that is just terrible. But I mean, the highlighter was pretty. It just has a lot of a glitter kickback to it, and I mean, I'm not that big into like being like, oh, it sucks because it has a lot of kickback. No, because it just means it's a very glitterier highlighter, but honestly, it does swatch pretty, and it also does go on the skin pretty nice. So I mean, not absolutely hating it, it just makes a mess. Now we're zoomed in nice and close. It's just now time to go in with the eye. By the way, really quickly, I hope that my sounds pretty good because I now have a new microphone that I've connected to my camera, so we're hoping that the sound just makes everything better, and also just, you know, you can hear me a little better, maybe. So really quickly, let me show you guys some swatches before we get started with the eye. So we have the highlighter in the middle, Gossamer, Frolic, Twinkle, Flitter, Wonder, Whimsical, Giggle, Magic, Mystical, and Wish. To get started, I'm going to go in with the shade Giggle first because it's a lighter shade. I'm going to go in with Giggle, and then I'm going to use the shade Frolic for my crease as well. Look at it. Like, that is a lot of kickback. Do you see that? Do you see that powder kickback? A lot of it. Like, there is so much powder. I don't really know what to say about it. Definitely not just sitting here being really shady or being, like, you know, shitty towards this. But I will say, though, if you do dip like that, like how I've been dipping, it's going to make a powder kickback. But I will say, if you just kind of dip it like this, like on the side, it does make it a little better. So, I mean, just don't go aggressive with it, then I guess it will be completely fine. Maybe I just need to stop being so aggressive with my shadows. For the outer corner, because I mean, I really don't know if I want to make this like smokier or if I just want to keep going with it. I think I want to make it a little smokier. I'm going to go in with the shade Wonder right here, which is like a deep brown shade. Performance-wise, it does look a lot better than the Aspen Override palette. That one was a disaster, and I think this one looks a lot better so far. I will have to try to see if I can like soften out the edges because this dark shade definitely had pigment, which is good, but it definitely take a lot of time just to kind of blend. Now for the lid shade, I really want to go in with the shade Mystical right here, because it's just such a stunning pinky metallic. I'm going to try to apply it with a dry brush. We'll see how that goes. That shade was actually really pretty. Applying with a dry brush or my finger did give me some good intensity. I think that with a wet brush it would be even better, but honestly it still looks really pretty, especially with my finger, because obviously that's the easiest way to apply them. I'm going to do my inner corner brow bone highlight before I do my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the shade Twinkle right here. Add a little bit more intensity, I'm going to go in with the highlighter in the middle, which still I have no idea what the name is. Now for my lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with the shade Mystical right here, and also smoke it out with Wonder. Now that the eyes are pretty much done, I'm actually just going to throw on some mascara just because I really wanted to have a moment and I don't want to really put on lashes today. So I'm going to throw on some mascara and I'll be right back to put on a lip with you guys. Now that the eyes are done and some mascara is on, I did not want to go so dramatic today just because I'm going to work and lashes are not the most comfortable thing to wear for a few good hours. So now I'm going to go in with a lip. I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick shade from the summer, and that is the Cherry Wet. Here is the final look, and I'm about to just get dressed and get ready for work in just a second, but I thought I would give you guys my final thoughts on the Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust eyeshadow palette. Now, there is a collection, there's brushes, there's a mascara, that's of course the Lights Camera Lashes, and of course there is also a blush as well. I only picked up the palette. I only wanted to get the palette because if I was going to review this collection and buy more than one piece, I would have been like, you're crazy. So I really just wanted to see how the palette would perform, how it looks, etc, etc, etc. So I picked it up at work, and obviously I will say the packaging is cute. It's definitely very children makeup kind of thing. It's very like playful, and that's pretty much what Tarte tries to do, is very, very playful, girly kind of things, which is okay and all, but when it comes down to it, it's all about the formulation and the products as well. The mattes just had a lot of kickback, but you know what? There was pigment there. The shadows blended, they blended better than the Aspen palette. They blended really nicely, which is a good thing. I will just have to say, be very cautious with your brush and be very, very gentle with the pans because they are going to have a lot of powder kickback flying all over the place. The metallic shades were very stunning. They all swatched beautifully as well, just to let you know. Tarte has a really good eyeshadow formulation. There are just certain palettes that are better than the others, and nothing beats the Tartelette in Bloom for me. Nothing beats the, well, I like the Mermaid one too, but everything else in between, like the Tartelette Toasted, the Aspen Ovard, this one, the formulation was kind of inconsistent. So that's where I was kind of having a little bit of a drawback, and it's not a negative review at all. This palette, I'm not giving a negative review. I'm just giving it a review as I wish that the formulation was just as good as their previous palettes before. You know what I mean? All in all, it did work really well for me. Now, do I feel like this palette is more universally flattering than the Aspen Ovard? Yes. Is it universally flattering, period? I would say no, because I would feel like at least 2 or 3 shades could be a little darker. That way it would have been better for everybody. But this one does have a better range to it as well. I know this one is actually really stunning on deeper skin tones, just to let you know. Do I recommend this palette? Do I think you guys should pick it up? If you're a fan of Tarte, I would say pick it up because Tarte has some pretty good shadows, and of course this one's $39, so it's the same price as all their other eyeshadow palettes before, and it is a nice palette in my opinion. Now, if you're not a fan of Tarte and you don't really like all that messy kickback, then I wouldn't recommend it. So this palette right here is a very 50-50. I recommend it and I don't recommend it at the same time. I recommend it because it did work pretty good, but to get there, it was a little bit of a pain in the ass. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? I just want to say that it's a very 50-50 palette. Like, I can recommend it and I cannot recommend it just because of how I feel about this palette. I will say, if you like it, get it. If you don't, then that's completely fine. I'm very 50-50 about this palette anyways. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.